Alright, so here we have an octagon, and we have a hypotenuse of 12, I don't know if it's inches or not. So what we're going to need to do first is we're going to need to divide that by 368 sides. So divide that by 8. And that equals 45. And 45 is this whole triangle. That's a horrible triangle, but that is the whole triangle's angle. So what we need is just this side, so we're going to divide that by 2. That can either be 22.5 or 45 over 2, and I'm going to leave it as 45 over 2 in this case because that is how the problem says it. So then what we need to do is we're going to need to find the adjacent and the opposite. So what we're first going to do is we're going to do sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse, to find the opposite so we can get the perimeter. So what we're going to do is sine 45 over 2 equals opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is x, hypotenuse is 12. So then we're going to multiply that by 12.1, cancels that out. So then we get sine 45 over 2 times 12. Alright, so now we got that. So we know that this is the perimeter. Now, actually this is not the perimeter, this is opposite, I apologize. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to multiply 12 times 2. And then what we would get is 24. And so now we have one side of the octagon, which is 24 times sine 45 over 2. And then 24 times 8 is 192. So then we get 192 times sine 45 over 2. So that is our perimeter. We will just plug that in because we don't want to change the exact. Now we need to find the adjacent side. So what we're going to need to do is do cosine, which is opposite over adjacent over hypotenuse. So we don't know the adjacent, but we know the hypotenuse. So then what we would do is cosine 45 over 2 is equal to the adjacent, which is x, over hypotenuse 12. And then we just do the same thing. Over 1, and then we get 12 times cosine 45 over 2. Now, so now we have that, and we can plug that in because this is the adjacent. We don't need to multiply it by 2 or anything because that is the whole side. We don't need to find the whole side of the octagon because it's just the adjacent side. Anyways, so then what we need to do is we need to plug it into the octagon formula, which is area equals half A times P. So then we plug everything in. A equals half adjacent, which is 12 times cosine 45 over 2. I'm gonna just drag this down here. Times 192 times sine 45 over 2. Alright, so we have that. we have that, and now we can simplify. So what we'll need to do is we take 2, and we can take the 2 out of this and divide it by 12. Then we would get 6. Or you can do 2 divided by 192 and get 192. And get 96. So either way, it's going to come out to 152. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the 2, make that a 6. So now we have 6 cosine 45 over 2 times 192. And then when you plug that in to the calculator or your mind, you get area is equal to 1152 cosine. This looks very bad. 22.5 multiplied by sine 22. Oh wait, 22.5. I accidentally wrote it the way on my paper, but 22.5 is 45 over 2, and I will just fix that real quick. I'll pause this. Alright, so I fixed that, and now you get the answer which we were given. Area equals 1152, or 1152, times cosine 45 over 2 times sine 45 over 2. And that is the final answer, because we cannot simplify this anymore other than dividing that and making it 22.5, but 45, this is just a little bit of an unsimplified version of it. But that is the final answer. There is no other answer to this other than you multiply it out and then you get the exact decimal, and that is making this problem correct. Area equals 1152 times cosine 45 over 2 times sine 45 over 2 is correct.